Hey guys, it's Sophie again. I just wanted to start off and say thank you just because I got, I think like 300 views on my first video already and I think like 70 subscribers, and it's just awesome to know I'll be actually releasing these videos to a little bit of an audience, and that's just yay, pretty exciting. So anyway, I'm kind of just narrating this first thing in the morning, afternoon, so I'm not exactly I don't remember what happens, and I know not everybody likes to watch Ubers. Like I said, I think in the last video, my channel is going to be kind of a mixture, even though this is arguably my favorite tier. Whatever, I'm going to lead off with Groudon to get up the sun. He's going to lead off with Mewtwo because everyone seems to use Mewtwo. And I'm going to switch into Palkia to take the expected Ice Beam, which I don't very well. I was kind of surprised by that. And I just go for the Draco, hoping to hit something, and then I see this Heatran. I had totally forgotten. I didn't look at his team preview before or something, and I forgot about this thing, and it managed to essentially wall my entire team, and that was pretty frustrating. So I switched into Groudon, hoping to either threaten it out with an Earthquake, or I guess just do something really to this thing. Because I'm pretty sure my Groudon is the only thing at that point that I thought could really hit it with anything. You know what, with Ubers being fed with dragons, and obviously my team has a few on it as well. So he's gonna predict the Earthquake, obviously go into his ground to take that, and I'm just gonna get the Stealth Rocks up, knowing that he's not just gonna leave his Heatran in to get Earthquaked, especially when it's the only thing that can really take my, I think, Palkia and Reshiram at this point. So I'm gonna go into Jumpluff. Either he's gonna go for the Stealth Rocks, or maybe he'll go for the Earthquake. Either way, I'll be okay. And if he goes for the Stealth Rocks, I'll be able to Encore him into it. So he's gonna have to switch now. I think I went for the sub here. I think I really should have just gone for the Sleep Powder. But he goes into his Ludicolo, maybe to take the Sleep Powder. Oh, I went for the Leech Seed. Alright, that makes sense now. He was expecting the Leech Seed. And neither of us can touch each other there. So I went up behind the sub thinking, alright, he'll probably switch out, or we can just sit here and not do anything to each other. And he goes into this Groudon, and I was kind of surprised because I expected him to leave in the Ludicolo for Sleep Fodder, because obviously that thing was just there to pretty much counter rain teams, whereas the Heatran's there to counter sun teams. So considering he's fighting a sun team right now, I thought he would just get rid of the Ludicolo for Sleep Fodder, but he puts this Groudon to sleep, and that was a lot nicer than having the Ludicolo sleep, because now I get to switch into my Arceus, and I'm like, alright, I'm gonna get a sweep going, like sleeping Groudon. Of course we're gonna pull a double switch, he's gonna switch out too, and he's gonna go into this Ludicolo, and once again, I'm like, what is this thing gonna do to me? Like, I know he's gonna Leech Seed me, probably, but I mean, once I'm at +2 Swords Dance, I can start wrecking through his team, even if I am Leech Seeded. I'm just gonna start OHKOing everything, so I'm not too worried at this point. So yeah, he does Leech Seed me, and after Leech Seed leftovers, I didn't speed this one up as much, mainly because I am just kind of narrating off the fly, and I wouldn't be able to talk that fast. I'm about to go to the DMV to get my license. I have my permit, but I need to get my license. And anyway, so he's gonna switch out here, not wanting to take the Shadow Claw, and this is where he like seriously outplays me, and it was super frustrating. Because I went for the Shadow Claw, and I was like, alright, maybe he'll Swords Dance up, thinking I'll switch out, so I'm just going to go for another Swords Dance myself, which was the dumbest thing I could have gone. Like, even if I had just gone for the Brick Break straight off the bat, which I would have outsped and gotten, it still would have hit that Mewtwo for something, at least, rather than just go for another Swords Dance. So I'm pretty much fodder at this point, and I can't even get to explain how frustrated that was. So pretty much my Arceus did nothing, and usually I'm the biggest advocate of Ghost Arceus over normal Arceus, just because obviously it stops extreme speeding in its tracks, and it can outspeed and go for a Brick Break on it. But this time I got outplayed, and I was like, oh god, I'm done at this point. Like, he's got that Heatran, he's got my only thing to essentially hit it with besides my Groudon is down now. So I go into Reshiram thinking, alright, he's probably going to switch into Heatran, but Specs Draco, it's still going to do a chunk from a Reshiram. I knew it would do something, and it actually did about 50%, I think, and I was really impressed with that. I was pretty excited. So I'm going to switch out here, knowing I'm at -2 and that it's not going to do anything, and I get lucky here. Lucky as hell, actually. He roars me back into my Reshiram. So now, once again, I have the boosted, I can Draco Meteor him again without the -2. Obviously, all like the Stealth Rock damage is going to hurt a bit, but At this point, I knew I could KO from this range. I actually do get a crit here, but I'm pretty sure that didn't matter. The first time I Draco'd him, it definitely did a decent chunk. He might have lived with very little, and then I would have been screwed because I think he would have roared me out or something. But regardless, he goes into his normal Arceus now, and I'm like, alright, I really don't know what to do to this thing since I think the rest of my team is special or something, so I just want to hit it with a Draco to get a chunk in it. I know I'm at -2, but I still think it'll do something since this thing's special defenses are definitely not as good as its regular defenses. So now I'm going to go into Groudon as I think maybe fodder. I'm not really sure. Yeah, he just goes straight for the extreme speed. I kind of was banking on maybe being able to take it, not even gonna lie, and I did take it, which is nice. At this point, I was like, alright, I've got to formulate a plan. I'm pretty sure I'm down to my last 3 Pokemon or something like that. And he still has quite a few left. So at this point, I was like, oh my goodness, I might be screwed. So he's gonna Earthquake me. I'm kind of sending him Fortress here just to give him some more Life Orb damage. Obviously my Sturdy's broken, which was kind of depressing because of the stows, but I live a +2 Earthquake, and I was like, oh my god. Your defenses are awesome. I love you, Fortress. And I get the Rapid Spin off, which is kind of dumb. I should have gone for the Payback because I have that on my Arceus, and I think that might have killed my Fortress, rather. I just call my Fortress an Arceus. That might have killed. I'm not really sure, but I guess the Rapid Spin helps out later on when it comes to bringing things in. So obviously Jumpluff is fodder to a +2 extreme speed, but I've already got something asleep, so Jumpluff did its job, and it's going to my Jumpluff is essentially going to kill off that Arceus with I know it's Life Orb, but Jumpluff, you killed an Arceus. Pretty good job there, buddy. So I'm going to send in Reshiram, knowing I'll be able to once again hit something with like a Draco or a Blue Flare, Specs, Powered in the Sun, Stab, all of that fun stuff that makes Reshiram like impossible to beat in the sun. So I go for the Blue Flare knowing, okay, it's a Ludicolo. It's not going to take this. That's a joke. And of course it goes down, and it was probably just death fodder at this point, which makes complete sense because what can you do with Ludicolo against a Sun team? Not really that much, unless you have your rain up. So he's gonna send in his Mewtwo here, obviously to outspeed and take me out. And I'm like, alright, here it's gonna come down to it. I'm gonna bring in my Scarf Palkia, and I'm pretty sure it's my last Pokemon at this point, and I was really nervous. I was like, alright, I gotta lock myself into the Spatial Rend because it's the only thing that's gonna be able to hit his entire team for something, and it has that like critical hit thing, and this is where he brings in the Groudon, and I'm like, oh my god, thank god this thing is asleep, because I'm pretty sure it could have taken me out with an Earthquake at this amount of health that I'm at. And just the fact that it's sleeping and does not get the first turn wake, I get to Spatial Rend it twice and take it out. And that is extremely helpful because I'm going to outspeed everything else. And I'm pretty sure the rest of his Pokemon are either really low enough health that it'll take it out with neutral damage, or it's going to be like Time Source super effective against some sort of dragon. I'm pretty sure he has a Zekrom. But anyway, of course it's going to take this Mewtwo out. He said he was banking on the net. I think it has like a 90% chance, so he's kind of banking on a little bit of a miss. But anyway, he's going to send his Zekrom out. Obviously, Spatial Rend's going to kill. I mean, it's a Zekrom. It can't take a dragon attack. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I'm sorry if this one was a little off or rushed or anything. Like I said, I'm about to leave, and I just wanted to get something done for this afternoon. And thanks for subscribing and watching. Bye!